Say again? Yeah, okay, I'll step in front in a minute. We're going. We can do one more here. No, we can't. Not if we're going at 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. Do you know what time you have to leave home? I have to leave my house at like 5:45. Yes, I can. Right, fine. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Yeah, just give me a sec.
Can you please stop me to that?
Is this you?
You can tell. Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll jump out the way.
I'm not worried. I have no idea. There's two people.
Two. Coming now.
Coming now.
Well, we are waiting for an update on camera from the senior investigating officers from the Metropolitan Police and from Sussex Police. We're expecting them here any time, really. And what you can't see is a huge big bank of cameras behind the camera position. The microphone's here, so if they start throwing objects at me, you'll know that our senior officers are on the way, and I'll duck out of the way. But they're due to give us another update really on how this investigation is going. We heard about an hour ago a telephone briefing from them to indicate that as far as the search for the missing child is concerned, sadly no sign of this infant as yet. It appears that both Constance and Mark Gordon, who are in custody on suspicion of child neglect, have not been cooperating with the police officers, giving them the kind of information that they would need to trace the whereabouts of that baby. So what we have seen throughout the morning here is a very significant police operation. 200 police officers from the Metropolitan Police, Sussex Police, some partners in Surrey Police as well, here searching a big allotment which is just to the left of me. Several hundred metres that allotment extends up the road there, A line of officers have been through that allotment throughout today, throughout the morning, and then back again. It's probable that in the hours and the days ahead we might see a more methodical forensic search of the allotment area. We understand that so far there's been no indication yet of where this couple might have been living, if they were living rough anywhere around here. They were seen at a convenience store, which is just a couple of minutes down the road from where I am. It was about 9:30 last night. A member of the public spotted them, recognised their faces from some of the many appeals that there have been over the last 2 months, and then dialed 999. Now, Sussex Police tell us that they had a patrol car here at the scene within 6 minutes of that 999 call. The couple were spoken to and then arrested at the scene. They've been questioned, of course, overnight and throughout today, but the detectives are still trying to ascertain a proper credible story as to where that child might be. They say that they're hopeful that this child can still be found alive, but clearly with every passing hour, given the weather conditions as well, we've got a northerly wind today. It's very cold here. It's starting to rain now. Any child out in the open, that would be very, very troublesome indeed. But even, if they're under some shelter, the conditions are not ideal at all. Yeah, well, exactly. So there's one that's yeah, but I mean, I get in the tube, 5:45 in Victoria, I think it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the time. Was it Clapham? Oh, it sounds easy to convert. This is the Camfield.
I was with the ICS before I did this terrible.
So we do one set.
Behind you on the terrible idea, or shall I just?
Oh, thanks. So Tony's not hooked up to you at all?
No, Tony's not like it.
Yeah.
I can't do anything for us. And then I'll be on that.
Fine. Yeah.
I don't really like it.
Yeah, we're very happy with it.
When are you on air? No practice.
Already done? Already edited.
I'll try a link on the back of you and you can tell it.
Obviously,
I haven't tried nothing.
the package is...
This isn't it.
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Yeah, I'm sorry. We have got the option of using the DigiLink down towards the truck. Yeah.
Have you got out and bad on the back? You got your Phelox?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can put the link on the back.
You can. I just want to put it here on the back, right?
Give it a shout.
So we'll come back before we make our
Alright, I'll go and do that.
Yeah, I think we just pull out at 4:45.
Cancellation on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah. 4:45, yeah. If they're still talking, you go, and I'll just listen. Yeah, okay. I'll come and find you. What do you need me to bring down? One of those? Yeah, maybe. Like, oh no, you know what? The ball with the The pole with the mic. The only thing. I will just took the cable off, and that's it. And they're gonna leave the pole with the mic there. About before the tracks.
Well, anything
We
with
see the
police.
police tracks.
Yeah. It's not critical.
No, it would be nice to have like an since we don't drive without having it.
Well, the problem is how many other people there.
They just have a picture from
It's a big risk.
there. Is coming, Simon.
Yeah.
Side.
Okay, good afternoon everybody.
One
Got
step closer to the mic.
yeah, certainly. Okay. Okay, we have two short statements to read before I just introduce ourselves. My name's Lewis Basford, I'm the Detective Superintendent from the Metropolitan Police, and my colleague.
It's James Collis, Chief Superintendent here in Sussex Police.
We'll just read out some short statements, and obviously at the end we'll happy to take some questions following any questions you have following the statements we're about to make. So officers are continuing the extensive searches for the missing baby of Constance Marten and Mark Gordon after they were located in Brighton last night. The pair were arrested in Stamford Villas at around 21:30 hours on Monday the 27th of February after a member of the public saw them in the shop in Hollingbury Place. I can confirm that they were initially arrested on suspicion of child neglect. I can now confirm that they have been further arrested on suspicion of gross negligence manslaughter and that they remain in custody at police stations in Sussex. The baby was not with them and we have not found the baby as yet. The police helicopter, sniffer dogs, thermal imaging cameras and drones are being used to assist officers on the ground. We currently have over 200 officers from multiple units across the Metropolitan Police and Sussex Police involved in the search. Throughout this investigation, our key priority has been finding the baby, and we remain committed to that. There is a significant amount of police search activity in open spaces to the north of Brighton, near to where the couple were arrested last night. Before the arrest, the last known sighting of the couple was in Newhaven on Wednesday the 8th of January. I am therefore appealing to members of the public between Brighton and Newhaven to report they may have seen people sleeping. I'd also ask people living in these areas to report any suspicious behaviour. Equally, if you are out walking in these areas and you discover something you think is pertinent to the investigation, please don't hesitate to contact us. No matter how insignificant it may seem, support from the public is vital and it is the support from the public that has been key to date in this investigation. We have received a large number of phone calls from members of the public during the investigation. I would like to thank everyone who has come forward with information, and especially the person who quickly called the police last night after spotting Constance and Mark. Our colleagues from Sussex Police were on scene within minutes to make the arrest. We are very grateful for the support that they are providing, and any information that could assist, I ask you to ring 999 immediately. I now hand over to my colleague.
Thank you. So we are supporting the Metropolitan Police on this extensive search. Thanks to the vigilance of a member of the public, our officers were on scene within minutes of the reporting sighting and made arrests. An immediate search was launched, including the National Police Air Service helicopter, drones, dog units, and every available officer and staff member from across the force. These searches are ongoing, and the public can expect to see an increased police presence in the area, as well as a dedicated response to any information from the public. We acknowledge that there may be some disruption to the people living and working in the area, and we thank those people for their patience and understanding at this time. I'd like to thank the local community further for all the help they have given us so far. We have an extensive search area and will be in this community for some time. Some people may want to know what they can do to help. We just ask you to remain vigilant and please report anything of note to us. If you have any information that will support the search, please call 101, and in an emergency, please dial 999. We have dedicated call handlers available to talk with you. Thank you.
So we're happy to take some questions if anyone would like to start.
How has it come about that you've come to the arrest, further arrest on suspicion of poisoning last night?
So obviously the arrests occurred last night, obviously just after 9:30. We've had significant periods of time in the custody facility with both Constance and Mark. At this time, we have not furthered that information, which has now obviously led to the position where we feel that the risk is getting so great that we now have to consider the possibility that the baby has come to harm, and that will now be subject as part of that investigation by the officers involved.
Have they admitted to that?
The investigation is ongoing. The interview process is continuing, and no, at this time it's purely based on the fact of part of the investigation strategy. But I will, reiterate that we still remain focused on a search and an open land search to find the baby safe and well.
Have they started cooperating at all? With earlier on, they weren't even revealing the gender of the baby. Have they given any information at all about that?
No, we've furthered no information in relation to the gender of the baby as part of the post-arrest or as part of the investigation at the moment.
How hopeful are you the baby is still alive, given the time frame you're working against? What kind of confidence are you in terms of the search as well?
I wouldn't be drawn on a time frame. I think whilst we still have hope that the baby can be found safe and well, we must retain that hope. And as you see, the number of officers we have deployed on that open search. However, as time progresses, as the weather is closing tonight, as it was last night, in terms of the coldness and the impact that would have on a baby, clearly the risk is getting higher, and we have to be open to the fact that this may not end in the way we would like, but we need to remain hopeful, and that is why over the late turn today into the night turn, you will still see the numbers of officers deployed on that search for the very reason of locating the baby.
What do you think's brought them to Brighton? What do you think's brought them to Brighton? And have you got any information which suggests that they've been in touch with any third party at all?
No, at this time, obviously, and I think it's key into the previous releases and in discussions we've had with yourselves and the media is, we've seen from the 5th of January when this incident occurred and started in Manchester that they moved very quickly from Manchester to Liverpool to Essex, throughout London, before obviously coming to Sussex. At this time we have and didn't have, as part of all of that investigation process, information that was, brought us to reasons of location. It will form part of the investigation now, obviously to date, and will continue, and that will be part of our strategy to work out why they came to Sussex and where they have been in that intervening time as well.
And before he was arrested, it appears that he was with a stick, and there's been some footage shared online of the pair of them walking around. Can you confirm that? Can you help us out with that?
We are looking into that footage. I can't confirm it right now. I hope to be able to come back later with. I've seen the footage, and we are looking into that footage. They both obviously were booked into custody, and as part of that process, we would have and have received the appropriate medical assessments at that booking in period.
Where do you think they were actually staying? Were they living rough? Were they in the allotments? Were they actually on the downs? Where's your focus of the search going?
So the working hypothesis still remains that we believe them to be and have been in the open land and open areas. That is why our focus and our search is as where it is. We are cognizant of the fact that there are outbuildings. It's a vast amount of land. I'll bring my colleague in around the geography.
So the location, as you know from being here today, is vast. We're looking at a sort of corridor between where they were last sighted and here, of about 7 miles by 13 mile sort of length in duration, so 91 square miles worth to be searched. We just encourage the public to be vigilant. If you see anything, please report it. Our dedicated officers are working their way through that, and our focus really remains at this time, while there is still some hope of finding this young baby, on doing so.
Have you found any camping equipment?
At this time, no, got no further information from. Not at this time, we haven't got any information from the custody process that's supporting the location or the welfare of the baby.
Just going back to when they were arrested, just going back to the point when they were arrested, a couple of things quickly. Can you give us a bit more detail about the member of the public who reported it and how that unfolded? Were they a shop worker? Did they follow them up here a bit? How did that happen? And also, going back to that footage, it appears that Constance Marten may have been wearing a puffer jacket and a dress, and Mark Gordon also in a puffer jacket and baggy trousers, again with a walking stick. What were they wearing when they arrested, and did he have the stick when they arrested?
What I can say around the arrest is it was a diligent member of the public who observed them accessing a cash machine and then further entering the shop, and they remained vigilant, ringing 999, which alerted Sussex Police, which saw a response from the initial 999 call to the arrest of about 6 minutes. And that obviously was also the movement of the couple just short of the location where we are right now.
Last question.
Just to follow on their condition during the arrest, is there anything in their condition suggesting that they have been living outdoors for a sustained period of time?
Yeah, I think we can quite happily confirm. From the initial assessments that we have, which then links into the rationale and reason for the why we are doing open land searches, is because upon locating the couple and arresting the couple, there is very much significant intelligence information as part of that arrest process that brings us to a hypothesis that they have been and spending a significant time outdoors, living in the countryside, and obviously the vast land that you have here in Sussex.
Yeah, my apologies. We'll do one more question and then draw it to a close.
You mentioned earlier on today that there may be a possibility someone was taking care of the baby on their behalf. Is that still a possibility you are entertaining?
We always have to keep our open mind to the investigation. It is a reason why we did offer the £10,000 reward, and that £10,000 reward remains open, because what we know is that Constance and Mark did have a substantial amount of cash within this investigation. What we don't know is during the movements, have they come across an individual that has taken pity to the cause, and through cash that's available to them, allowed them to seek refuge in either a premises or outbuildings. And it's to those individuals that we say that is where the reward sits. We have to keep open-minded, and it is one of the hypotheses that we are working to.
Just going back to that point.
So I'm afraid no more questions. We just want to leave you with the statement that we thank you for your time this afternoon. We thank the public for their support on this, and we want to work diligently to see whether we can still find this baby at this time. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
What's he up with? What's he arrested with?
Thanks everyone.